Hey scholars, in this lesson we're going to continue graphing, but think to ourselves, how can I make a reasonable scale to help me plot the points that are provided to me? And I'm going to provide you some strategies to help you do that by modeling a few examples. So here are some coordinates we're going to plot, and for each one we're going to draw the axes and then plot the points. So for each graph that we do, I'm going to start off by drawing the axes just so we have a clear reference point. So I'm going to draw the y-axis. Let me fix that real quick. I'm going to draw the y-axis. And I'm going to draw the x-axis. And I'm going to see these points and do some analyzing, think to myself, what would be a reasonable scale if I have these kind of numbers? And here's how I'm going to think about that. I'm going to look at the x's and see what's my highest and what's my lowest x. So when I think about that, for my x values, my highest is a 3, and my lowest is -5. And then for all my y values, my highest is a 2.5, 2.5 or 2/5, and then my lowest is -4. So it seems reasonable for me to just count by ones in my graph because it will fit every point. So I'm going to count by ones. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then same thing, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And that's going to be reasonable. So now I'm just going to plot my points. I have 1, 2, which means right 1 and up 2. So this here is 1, 2. I have 3, -4, so right 3, down 4. I have -5, -2, so left 5, down 2. And then I have 0 and 2.5. So 0 means I don't move left or right, but I'm going to go up for the y value, 2.5. So this point here is 0, 2.5. So steps we took. We drew the axes. We found our lowest and highest x and y values to make a scale. Then we plotted our points. So let's try this again for the next example here. So I'm going to again draw our axes to see how that looks. And this time our number is a little bit larger, so we have to be very careful when we make a scale. So again, I'm going to analyze my x's and my y's separately. And for x, I noticed that the lowest is -10, and then it goes, sorry, it should be -35, and it goes all the way to 50 for my highest value. And then for my y's, I see that it goes from the lowest value of -30 all the way to 50. So these are larger numbers, so I have to ask myself, what should I count by for my units? So I'm going to count by tens because that makes the most sense to make it fit. So I'm going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Same thing here for the positive ends. And then my other ways are going to be negative. So -10, -20, -30, -40, -50. Then -10, -20, -30, -40, -50. So I want you now to plot these points and then pause here and then continue the video whenever you have finished plotting the points. Let's practice. Here are the 4 points for this graph. Check what you wrote for graphing and then see if you made any mistakes. And then we're going to move on to the third graph. Alright, now we're going to see some fractions, and before you get intimidated, we can make this easy for ourselves by counting by numbers that make it friendly. So again, we're going to do our steps, and we're going to plot our axes. Then we're going to analyze each group of x and y values. So for my x, again, I see my lowest number is actually -5/4, which is the same as -1 1/4. So our lowest is -5/4, and it goes all the way to 1/4 as our highest. And then I noticed that for y, my lowest is -3/4, and it goes all the way to 3/4. So I'm seeing I'm counting by fourths, so may make sense to count also by fourths. So maybe doing 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and then the other direction, -1/4, -2/4, -3/4, -4/4. And then same thing for the y, but I'm gonna not write it because I don't want to crowd my graphs. I'm just gonna label the x-axis. So let's plot them. The first point says +1/4 and then +3/4. So I'm gonna go right 1 and up 3 right here. This is gonna be 1/4 to the right and 3/4 up. Then I see -5/4, which is left 5. And then up a half. I know a half is equal to 2/4, so this point here would be -5/4, and then 1/2, which is equal to 2/4, so I go up 2 spaces. Then I see -1 1/4, so I'm going to go again -5/4 because -1 1/4 is the same as -5/4. Then it says -3/4, so I'm going to go down 3. And that'll be -1 1/4, -3/4. And then for the last one, it says go right 1/4, so 1 unit, and then down 1/2, which is like going down 2/4. So it's going to be right here. So you see that since we changed our scale, it helps us make it easier to plot our points using a reasonable scale. I want you to try D now on your own. I'm going to zoom out so you see C as an example, and think about the steps of drawing the scale, drawing the axes, finding the lowest and highest x and y values, making a scale, and then plotting your points. So pause here, and then we're going to continue. When you continue, I'm going to zoom in to the next problem with the answer. Alright, here's the answer for the fourth problem, letter D. X ranges from -1 1/5 to -1/5. Actually, let me make a fix here. So I'm going to change one answer here before I move on. This should be actually right here. -1 1/5, -4/5. Alright. And then Y goes from -4/5 to +4/5. And you see here, I plotted my points using units of fifths to help me find out my locations for my ordered pairs. All right, we have one more to go, and it's independent practice. Here's another example. We have different numbers, and I want you now to use this graph to make a reasonable scale again to show your answer. Pause here so you have some time to work. Here is the answer for the last question. I personally chose to go by intervals of 50 to make it easy, and therefore that's how I plotted all 5 points in the graph. After you finish this video, you have one more to go for the lessons on graphing ordered pairs.